Hi friends, once again welcome to the Sales Shows Academy of Infinite Learning. And today we are going to discuss a very important topic of mathematics, that is circle. The main features and properties of circle and the equations related to circle and many other things you need to know about a circle so that you can solve any mathematical problems related to the circle. So by definition, a two-dimensional geometrical figure having numerous points lying on its circumference that are equidistant from its center. Means you have a circular path, a circular line which is shown in the figure with color red, and this circular line is known as circumference. And any point on the circumference is always equidistant from its center. You can see different points on the circumference P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and each point you can see that is equidistant from its center. Each point is at the same distance from its center. So this is the basic definition of circle. Now we come to see a particular point P on a circle. You can see that point P, let's suppose it's 3 and minus 8. 3 shows the value of 3 represents the value of x, and minus 8 represents the value of y. So this is the point. Like this point, you can see any point on the circumference, and each point has two values. One value is the value of x and second is the value of y. The value of x is called abscissa and the value of y is called ordinate, and both these two values are known as coordinates. So if we say that the coordinates of P, it means we are talking about the values of x and y. Here you can see the values of P, values of x and y as 3 and minus 8. That gives you a point P lying on the circumference. You can see in the picture a line with color red, and this is called circumference of the circle. And again, if you talk about the center of the circle, the center of the circle is always represented with the coordinates a and b, or minus g and minus f. We will study these later in the equations of circle, that why we take the coordinates of the c. I mean, c means circle of the center of the circle, and these are the coordinates of the center of the circle that can be represented as a, b, or minus g and minus f. Let's move on. And again, the radius of the circle is the distance between any point on the circumference and the center of the circle. Here in the picture you can see the point P lying on the circumference and the center C. The distance between this P and C, I mean point P lying on the circumference and the center of the circle, the distance between these 2 points is called radius of the circle. Here you can see the PC is a line that gives you the radius of the circle. If we take a line which starts from one point of the circle and ends at another point, you can see here the line AB, and this line AB is called diameter. This line starts from one point. Here in case of in this picture you can see the point A and ends at another point, that is B. So this line is called diameter. So diameter is any line which starts from one point on the circumference to the second opposite point on the circumference, and it always passes through the center of the circle. Here you can see the line AB that passes through the center of the circle. This is called diameter. With this diameter, if we want to determine the value of radius, so it's a very simple formula that radius is equal to diameter upon 2. If we divide diameter with 2, we get the radius of the circle. Alright, and if you have radius of the circle and you want to know the diameter of the circle, so that's very simple. You have to multiply the radius of the circle with 2 and you get diameter of the circle. These are the basic formula you need to know so that you can solve all type of mathematical problems related to the circle. Again, if you talk about if we halve the circle, half of the circle gives you the angle of 180. It means if you halve the circle, then this half circle is equal to the angle 180 degree, and half circle is this 180 degree is equal to pi. Yes, if you want to represent this 180 degree into radians, you can say that half circle is equal to 180 degree and this is equal to pi, single pi. And obviously for the full circle you have to multiply this 180 into 2 and you get 360 degree. So your complete circle is equal to 360 degree, right? And obviously this is equal to 2 pi. In terms of radian, this whole circle is equal to 2 pi, and in terms of degrees means angle. How much angle a circle gives this? So 360 degree. A complete circle gives you a 360 degree, and that 360 degree is equal to 2 pi. Again, you must also remember, you should also keep in your mind the area of the circle, that is pi r square, where pi is the 180 as I have told you before, and r is the radius of the circle. If you want to calculate the value of circumference, so its formula is 2 pi r, where pi is of course 180 degree and r is the radius of the circle. Now if you come to talk about an arc of the circle. Arc means that throughout the complete circular line, if we take a small part of the circular line, that is called arc. In the picture you can see AB is the arc. Okay, if we take the arc, if we consider and discuss the arc of the circle, so this arc is represented by S, and if we connect these 2 points to the center, then we get a radius of the circle. Of course, in the picture you can see AC is the radius of the circle. Similarly, BC is the radius of the circle, and theta is the angle point C at the center of the circle. At the center of the circle you can see that theta is the angle, and if you have this arc, circular arc, curved arc from the whole circumference AB, radius of the circle, and the theta, that is the angle. So with these 3 properties of the circle, you can get a formula, that is S is equal to r theta. This formula is very important. You have to keep in your mind. That will definitely help you solve many problems, mathematical problems of circle. You know that equation is very important in mathematics, and whenever you represent anything through x and y and represent anything through algebraic fashion, then you need to know the variables and constants and etc. So standard equation of the circle is x minus a whole square plus whole square of y minus b is equal to r square, radius square of the radius. Here you see the radius is in the picture. You can see that a and b are the coordinates of the center, and x and y are the coordinates of the point lying on the circumference, and r is of course the radius, which is a distance of from P to C, right? And again we come to know the general equation of the circle. So that is really very important, and general equation of the circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, and xy of course are the coordinates of the point, any point lying on the circumference of the circle, and C, and from this equation, if you see the center of the circle, then minus G minus F, these show the center of the circle. And from the equation, in the equation you can see the presence of G and F. We will know, we will discuss it later. We will definitely learn later how to solve these equations if we are given certain data and we have to solve the equation of the circle to find the value of radius or the center or the point or different many things, and we will have to solve it in the next videos. And the radius of the circle, according to the formula, that radius square is equal to G square plus F square minus 3. This is another formula through which you can find out the radius of the circle. Alright, if you know the value of GF and C, GF and C are the constant, then you can easily find out the radius of the circle. And we will definitely solve these equations using the data and using the values of these x and y GFC letter in the different letter in our next videos. I hope you have got sufficient information, basic information about the circle, and we will use these information and formula to solve different equation, different problems of the circle in your mathematics course. Thank you very much. Thanks. Till next videos. Goodbye.